the discipline and required to go through it, the sacrifice that you had to undergo, and the pressure that you had to kind of be able to work with.
Mhm.
How do you say? Can you tell us more like how you went, how you transitioned to civilian life? What was that journey like? And let's try to shed some light on some things that maybe might not be as talked about. And
Yeah. So like I said before, when I got out of the military, I was medically retired because of my shoulder injury. Um,
what happened there?
so there was a piece of my shoulder bone that was actually cutting into my rotator cuff. So every time I was moving my arm or doing anything, it was kind of shaving into my rotator cuff. So they went in, they did I believe it's called a debridement. So they took that piece of bone out. But the problem was I still wasn't really having feeling in my left hand. So they sat me down and they're like, okay, so we can move your ulnar nerve, which is in your elbow. We can move that over and try and give like room, possibly give feeling in your hand back. And they were like, "This is a 50-50 shot. We don't know if it's gonna work or not." And so they did that. Every once in a while, I would get feeling back, but it wasn't 100% there. Um, and so I was medically retired, in 2017, and then I went back to school. So I used my GI Bill, which I'm very thankful for having that. It was definitely a big help. But it was interesting being a civilian again.
Hmm.
Um, because one of the things that the military does, like when you're in boot camp, they pretty much rewire your brain to
Okay.
be very focused on the mission and focused on the job and doing what you need to do to get things done, essentially.